Hi guys, just open up a canvas. It actually doesn't really matter what size it is. Mine's the resolution for an iPhone 5. And we're going to create a quick little slider. Now, let's start by grabbing our rounded rectangle tool. And I'm going to zoom in to 300. Let's go ahead and drag this out. And I'm just going to make it a random width. 437, height of 27 pixels. Make sure the radius is around 17 pixels, and just let it go. And it's black. I want to change this. Well, we can come back and change this in just a second. Now the second thing we need to do is grab a different tool this time, our ellipse tool, and just hover anywhere above, and while holding shift, let's drag out a button, and that looks about right. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit Control Z and undo that. I want to make sure I have a new layer created before I do this. We'll call it circle. And now let's drag that out so they're not a part of the same layer. There we go. Alright, now let's give these some styling and change them around a little bit. And the first thing we need to do is to give this button some style. So let's double click the circle. Let's change the color overlay and let's change it to white. There we go. There we go. And we can give it a little, almost like a drop shadow if we want, so it looks like it's an actual, something that would hover along top. So let's give it a drop shadow. 21 by 21 is way too big, so let's do 3 by 3 and make this a little bit lighter. Do it like a gray color there. Alright, and I also want to change the actual status here. So if we come up to our rounded rectangle, let's double click it, and we're going to give this a gradient overlay, and we're just going to make our own. Now the angle, I want to go from left to right, so let's start with 180, and if you hold shift while dragging towards the left, it's going to automatically click to 180. And then let's double click on our gradient, and let's grab this white first, and I'm going to change this to a, doesn't really matter, let's just do a light blue color. There we go. And let's change it from black to a, maybe this turquoise-ish color. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty cool. Okay. And then we just need to gray out this other side here, and that's easy. Let's just make sure that our rounded rectangle is selected, and we can just actually grab this magic wand tool over here. Select this light blue color, and it's only going to grab a little bit of it right here, which is fine. And we can just create a new layer. Let's call it gray. There we go. And we can simply just use our paint bucket tool with this light gray selected and go ahead and fill that in. We have that little gray section. I want to drag out a background real quick, a white background, so I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, change the white to foreground, just so we can see what we did a little better. And let's just drag this to the bottom. Okay, there. So that was pretty easy. We just created a slider very quickly. It only took us about 2 minutes. You guys are obviously going to get quick at doing all of this, and let's keep exploring.